Hey guys, welcome back to Silverrun Forest with AF Farms for our Let's Play series on Silverrun Forest. So we've had a bit of a cleanup, a couple of new additions, a couple of things have changed, so let's just have a quick stock take of where we're at. So we've made our first official purchase, so we purchased this class Torion wheel loader with the 4,000 litre bucket. So that is the, let's go to owned items and have a look. With the McCormack Industries high dump bucket, so Australian made, don't want to sell that. And the wheel loader class Torion 1914, so this was half price in the used equipment sales. So this is going to be for our setup over on the mine shaft. So this ore, which we need for some of our productions, just spawns constantly. They do give you a dump truck and a loader. However, I want to use a different loader rather than this one. And I'm going to supply my own trailer as well. So basically what I'll do is I'll scoop it up, stockpile it into trailers, probably in this area here. And then as I need it, I'll just drive it off bit by bit. So I think this little instruction icon tells us a bit more about the mine shaft. So a new production building the mine shaft will help you expand your production chain. The mine is working permanently and cannot be purchased. The iron ore is collected in a heap next to it that everyone has access to. The iron ore can be refined further at the iron furnace. This produces metal which can be used in other productions. So I guess when they say everyone, the computer players, which I mean, there's not really any computer players, but just in general. We can climb up the top there too, so we'll go for a look at that at some stage. But yeah, that's where that front loader is going to go, and an appropriate trailers. So we've got a 4,000 litre bucket here, so I think it spawns constantly, but it does have a limit. So once that pile gets to a certain size, you've basically just got to wait until it refills, and then you can go from there. We've also grabbed another log container just to clean up our little area that we had. So I've basically removed all of the logs we had here and cleaned up the space. So this is our last load of logs just here. So we're going to take that to the sawmill, and the plan is we're going to relocate the farm to two places. So we are going to set up a logging operation in this area. So if we go to the sawmill, if I go to farmland, so because we own this plot, we can build on it. And there's some really big sequoia trees in this area, which I'm just going to plan to cut down manually and drag to the sawmill using the John Deere Skidder. So that is this machine just here. So a skidder is used to pull long logs out of the forest. So I'm just going to cut down the entire tree, and I'm going to drag it into the sawmill pond. So that eliminates me having to double handle it and potentially have to cut it, transport it, do all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to leave that up there. And all I need to cut those trees down, so if we just go up to here. So these are the trees I'm talking about. So nice, big, thick, chunky redwoods. So these guys are going to give us plenty of timber. So I'll cut them down with the chainsaw. I don't think I own this. Maybe this one here I can cut down. Let's have a go. You're not allowed to cut this tree. So that is possibly because it's on that. And if we can get, you're not allowed to cut this tree. Okay, this might be because we don't own the land. So we might want to actually check that we can buy this plot and cut it down. So if we just buy this, so let's see if we can cut it down now. Yeah, so now we're getting the cut indicator. So we can cut those down, so that's good. So that's going to be the plan. I'm just going to sell this back. So if you're not sure with land, basically what you buy it for is what you sell it for. So there's no profit or loss. It's basically just a Just a mechanic in the game where you don't lose any money on the land. What else have we got to talk about? Yeah, so we've reduced our equipment lineup. I've downloaded some mod trailers and I've tested out a few. So we've got a couple that I like that we will use for timber transport. Which just, some of these they have less bars and they support longer log lengths. So if needed, that's what we're going to use. We've still got our LH 180, the big Volvo front loader, with the forestry blade, the timber fork and the pallet fork just to move those containers around. So basically reduced our equipment lineup, and we've also purchased field 2 or 3, so the one near the main sawmill at the bottom of the map, and this is going to be, so this is what we own over here, field 41. So this is where we are going to set up our, so if I go to the shop quickly, so we bought this field just here, so this is where we're going to put in some farmable land, so we need things like cotton and a few other things. And I'm also going to put in a solar farm. Now, the reason I want to put a solar farm in, and we've got a nice chain link fence here, so we're going to build off the back of that, I think. The solar farm is just going to be there to help generate some income for us, because even though we started with 1.5 mil and we're down to 702, I just want to be able to supplement my income with some income generators. And basically every time you sleep in game, they generate, rule of thumb, probably about 40% of what they say they do, and it takes about 2 years to pay off the large solar collector. So once we go through a cycle of 2 years, they'll be paid off and they'll start trickling through that just to help cover our leasing costs, and then we're not reliant totally on productions and other things to, you know, enjoy our gameplay. I mean, you could just put the government subsidy mod in, but I tend not to do that. I rather just use the in-game generators just to make it a little bit more. So while I'm talking, actually, we'll drive up to the log mill and we'll get this job underway. So it's just to give us extra money in the long term, and particularly because the iron ore requires us to sleep for it to replenish. There's probably going to be a lot of days where we're going to have to sleep to get our productions to kick into gear, so might as well take advantage of those cycles and generate income at the same time. So generally all the maps that I play on, I put some form of income generators down, the in-game ones. So I've got a No Man's Land series you may have seen, where I built a proper solar farm using decoration mods and such things, and I've also put a wind farm on that farm as well, and it generates, you know, on average 100,000 to 500,000 a day, which just allows me to do what I want to do on the map and sort of keeps the gameplay interesting. So I don't think I'm going to take it to that level here, but if we can get, you know, a few thousand per day out of it and just sort of help supplement what we're doing, that will be absolutely perfect. Alright, let's get this load of logs in the pond. And we should be getting pretty close to having this full. So how's our productions actually going? So they're all running. Yeah, another 8,000 litres of wood, and we are good. All right, so we're going to have to get the. So I'm going to hang on to this for now. The Rotney. I'm going to get that skidder, and then we're going to go and cut down some of these sequoias. So let's grab the. I'm going to lease it, and if I see one on sale. What's the tyre setup on these? BKTs, Eco Tracks. Yeah, let's just go standard. So let's lease that for 15 Gs. Okay, so what's the top speed on this? 25 kph. So I think this has the ability to it's basically got two driving directions. So it articulates in the middle. It's got a skid blade, skidding blade on the back. So this is to push logs around, and then we've got our grapple here. So if we open it up, you can see the size of the log that will fit in there. So we can rotate it as well. And then we can change driving direction as well. So that's good. Alright, let's get this blade up out of the way. Alright, rather than me drive this up there, I'm going to send a worker. So hopefully we can send it all the way up to here without any issue. So he's going to drive up there for us. So normally what I would do is I'd get a low loader. Okay, this guy's going to struggle, I think. Alright, let's just leave that alone. Still unloading here. Oh, it looks like we can have more wood than 100,000, so that's interesting. So there it's like 120,000. Anyway, let's go and cut down a sequoia. So let's go to our map, and then we're going to purchase a plot of land where... Actually, let's just jump into the build mode and scope out where... So we've got sequoias here. We've also got to think about access to the lake. So we've got a couple of sequoias in there. I think over here is probably going to be the best part to do, because we can just drag them down the road and then drag them into the sawmill. So we've got a pretty decent sort of access point there. Alright, so let's go to the shop menu. We're going to buy that plot there for 90,000. And we are going to sell field 36. Actually, no, we're not going to sell field 36 yet, because I want to do a bit of regeneration work while we still own it quickly. And what I mean by that is I'm just going to clean it up so it doesn't look so sort of unsightly. So let's just go. So it doesn't look like we can edit that, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, so you can't edit too close to the train station, it looks like. Maybe if we choose a smaller... Yeah, because we cleared all this land. So we can't fix that up a little bit. Alright. And then we're just going to put some plants in. Just a bit of a mixture. What other options do we have? Yeah, various bushes. Let's go. What else we got? These are just decorative mods. Let's throw a couple of the skinny ones in. So when you do this, if this is what you... Basically them less on purpose. So the less particular you are about gravel. So you can sort of get into these areas. It's interesting, it deletes what we put down. So I won't do that too much. These different maps have different options. Alright, worker E is blocked. Let's go and have a look. This will be our skidder for sure. Okay, pretty close. Alright, where's our log loader? Let's get him out the water. Just want to quickly go back to our little landscaping project. And then I'm going to go... So we're just going to put the grass type texture, decorative plant, where are we? Decorative plant, decorative plant. So if we go, you can barely even see that, can you? So it just gives us a bit of a grassed area. Yeah, it's a bit sparse, not really a fan of that one. What else we got? It doesn't look right, does it? Doesn't look right either. Let's make that a touch bigger. Throw a few of these in. There we go. So obviously we've been here, we've cut down trees, we've changed the landscape a little bit, but basically just looks like we have never been there, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's go and cut down some trees. Okay, so we've got our big, so let's just go straight into it. Grab one of these big ones. So we should own this land now. Always gets me with the chainsaw. You got to press down. Okay, let's try this. Okay, we want to get down nice and low. This is going to fall to the left, so I probably should have thought about which way this is going to fall. Okay, let's see how we go. Alright, cool. So what we want to do here is get our grapple. So I need to change driving direction actually. Let's get our grapple open. So I think this, I mean, I haven't tried this. I'm assuming this is going to work, but there's only one way to really find out. So, okay, let's position this grapple. Oh, okay. Oh, the train, of course. Oh, this is not going well. Well, at least it's a little bit closer to where we need it to be. Geez, that'd make a good screenshot if I could get that. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, here we go. So I've got a feeling this should work quite nicely. So let's get in position, close our grab, lift up our trunk. Let's make sure that grab is nice and closed. Alright, let's change driving direction. And we should... Oh, this tree's probably going to be too big, you watch. Probably too heavy. Hopefully it'll fit under here, because if it doesn't, we've got a bit of a problem. Should check how heavy this is actually. So what do we got? 17.4 tons, giant sequoia. Okay, to be fair, this is probably going to be too big. But I reckon if we cut this in half, it seems to be getting there. Just hopefully the physics don't go crazy on me. Come on, John Deere, let's do this. I mean, it's definitely doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, I think we're stuck on the train line here. Let's see if we can't lift this up. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm going to cut this in half. Just to make this a little bit more lightweight. Alright. Can we get going? We should be okay. So let's get cruise control on. Alright, so this is probably going to be problematic, dragging these. I think if we get the Hannibal T50 to cut them down and delimb them, then when we come time to drop them off in the pond, they should, so I should be able to drive this in. Now let's see if this works. So let's see if we can ungrab that. Yep. Now is this going to accept it? Okay, it's probably not going to accept it because it's not delimbed. Righto, let's... Okay, let's get this closed. I don't want to have to try and fish this out. Let's lift up our... Alright, let's jump out of here. So it shouldn't be too hard to cut these branches off. The other thing too is the production could also be full. Let's see if we can get it nice and close to the edge here. Because it makes sense if this is not delimbed properly, then it won't roll nicely in the production line. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's try it this time. Actually, I'm going to grab this. Because I don't want to have to lose this one. This driving direction is really messing me up. Okay, let's close this off. Okay, let's see if we can get this to sell. Nope. Okay, it's probably still not round enough. See if we can't delimit by jumping on top. Okay, let's do the old. I just don't know if we're going to be able to cut these cleanly, to be honest. Okay, let's try this way. See if I can't get a cut. Let's see if it'll take it now. Actually, I just want to see if this is actually full. Okay, so it's probably not taking it because the production is full, so that makes sense also. So what I might do is I'll pull this out. Pull this out and I'll leave it just on the shoreline. We'll go back and grab the other one. So this will be interesting to see if it is just because the production is basically full, or whether it's because the tree is not debranched. So we'll see if we can get this. See if we can position this. Oh, no, that's not going to work. See if we can push it into a better position. See if we've got a grab on it. Don't know if we do. Well, we might do. Let's change driving direction. So what we're probably going to have to do is we're probably going to have to sleep for one day. And then we'll try and cut the rest of this. Drop it in. So I'll try and drop this one in whole. Watch out, car. You're going to have a hard time getting past here. We're about to lose it, I think. Oh no, still got that branch. Alright. Great. Happy with that. Alright, thanks for watching this episode, guys. We'll leave it there for today. We're going to go and put a farmhouse down. We are going to sleep for one day. Top up our productions with that log we just prepared earlier, and then we're going to try and put this entire log in and see what happens. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.